Of all the things I've tried for my healing, the most effective has been breathwork. More than talking, more than reading, more than therapy, more than exercising, more than intellectualizing. I think you understand what I'm getting at. The most effective tool for my healing has been breathwork. And I am pursuing a certificate in breathwork relating to trauma, relating to somatic. It's gonna be amazing and beautiful, but I wanted to record my current understanding of breathwork before I start to understand the academics and the key terms and how you phrase things and the vocabulary, etc. And so my current understanding of breathwork essentially means to take the time to focus on intentional, deep breathing. So ideally, this should be the only thing you're focusing on if you are focusing on breath work. If you want to listen to this while doing something else, that is just as effective and important to sort of plant the seeds of intention. But ideally, when you sit and focus on breath work, that should be the only thing you're focusing on. Ideally quiet, ideally private. And so it's so interesting, just like taking the time to breathe, like literally, even if you just have like a few seconds to spare, and do this with me right now. We're gonna breathe through our nose, hold the top for like 2 seconds, and then we're gonna breathe out of our mouth as if you're blowing out a candle. So 3, 2, 1, breathe in. And then hold. And then breathe out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. I like to breathe like as much in, hold, and then breathe out as much, and it feels so amazing. Okay, we're gonna do it again one more time. We're gonna breathe in through our nose, hold the top, and then breathe out like we're blowing out a candle. On 3, 2, 1, breathe in. Hold, and then breathe out. I like to hold it at the bottom. Like once we breathe out, I like to hold it at the bottom as well because it feels so amazing. And I already feel so like grounded. I feel so like that. Which brings me to the second point. Another tool that I have utilized is sort of like incorporating a sigh. So whenever we breathe out, typically, like if we're blowing out a candle, it's just, which is cute. But if you wanna like take it up a notch in terms of giving our body this signal that we're safe, we're gonna incorporate a sigh. And this sigh can be a lot of different things, but essentially you just wanna make noise. So whenever you breathe out, it's not gonna be like a candle. It's gonna be more like a like that. That's the more of the tone. And I've practiced with maybe like a little louder. Maybe a little more back of the throat. And you can kind of see and have fun and play with that. So if you want to incorporate that sigh, so let's do it together. I'm going to breathe in through the nose, no holding at the top, and we're going to breathe out. But while we'll breathe out and make that sigh, you do want to use a little bit of just like or just any kind of like just like some kind of, use this. Like you want to use make a sound. You can experiment if you want. I'm gonna start with just like, a basic sigh. So we're gonna just breathe in really quick, briefly, and then let it out. So 3, 2, and again. That feels so amazing. Wow. I feel so relaxed. And so the shorter lesson from this is that literally that's all you need. If you, next time you find yourself, let's say dysregulated, so you're kind of rushing, you feel kind of frazzled, you just feel something, and let's start planting the seeds of intention right now, right? When I find myself frazzled, when I find myself rushed, when I find myself frustrated, if I find myself going what feels like an uphill battle, whenever I find myself during these times, I'm gonna take the time to we're gonna breathe in through our nose, hold, and then breathe out. And if you want to have a different, it's a little bit deeper for me. We're also, and if you can, we're also going to incorporate that sigh. We're going to make some noise when we breathe out, and it's not like a candle. It's going to be like a or louder or more guttural or however you wish. I 100% recommend experimenting and seeing which one feels good for you. And this one is more of a deeper relaxing. I think it's another additional signal on top of the sigh, on top of taking time to let our body know that we're safe, right? Because if we're feeling dysregulated and our body perceives it and we go into this fight, flight, freeze response and the adrenaline and it's like, wait a second, we need to let our body know. Even if we know mentally that we're safe, even if we know we're like at a friend's house, like, why am I feeling this way? Just plant the seeds, set these seeds of intention. We're gonna take time. So for a deeper release, we're gonna incorporate that So 3, 2, 1, breathe in, out. That feels so amazing. Okay. But if you have more time, then just taking the time and noticing, like, hold up, I need to, right? Let my body know I'm safe. I need to get out of this fight, freeze, flight, response, we're not in any danger. So if you can, incorporate the sigh. Experiment a little louder, a little more guttural, a little lower, however you wish. See what feels best for you. But if you have even a little bit of more time, then we are going to start with 2. And then we're going to have a few of that in the nose, hold, out like a candle. We're gonna do that, let's do that 4 times. And then once we do that, we are simply going to just sit, breathe in. You don't gotta hold. If you want to, you can. Breathe out. And essentially during this time, I just like to clear the mind. I visually have a table and it has a bunch of different things. And I visually picture my hand going, and everything is just clear. And shout out to the lawnmower, because even when things are happening that you don't want to wish, maybe why, right, that are happening, we just have to accept that and embrace it as well. Right? The spoon's broken. There is no spoon. There goes Phoebe. And so 2 sighs, about 4 of the top in, hold 2 out. And then after that, we're gonna switch to just regular breathing. So just breathe in, breathe out, like a candle. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, with those, you don't have to hold. I would just say gently breathe in, gently breathe out. For the other ones, I do like to sort of reach the upper limit of how much I can breathe in, but of course, do what's comfortable to you. Don't stress yourself out more, because we're trying to signal our body to be safe. So don't try to breathe in as much and don't try to breathe out as much. Just do what's comfortable for you to signal to our bodies that we are safe. And I like to sort of have that table visual, and I literally see my hand just wipe everything off. Another visual you can have are clouds. I like to have one, and just like a cloud, just goes away. Like, you know. And so it's just like, and sometimes when I do this, I like to imagine like setting the intention for emotions, for experiences, for like everything like that. Because I do not like to be attached to my emotions, to my experiences, to identities, to what I felt, to anything like that. So anything that you do not want attachment to, and it's different for everyone, just sort of put that on a cloud and just see it go by, and then see another one go by. There are like so many different visuals. These are 2 that come to me naturally, and whenever I meditate, like, it's always a different experience each time, and it's so beautiful. But always be open to whatever comes for you, whatever visual, whatever helps you. And so if you want to take it more on top of that, after my visual, I like to set an intention. And for the longest time, one of the biggest things that helped the most when I did breathwork, meditation, etc., was that I would visualize or say to myself, when I inhale, it's all the positive, uplifting, like sort of like how I want to feel, how I want to think, how I want to go about, how I want to react, how I want to, etc. So let's just say you want peace. I would breathe in peace. Like, what does that feel for you? How do you see that? What do you mean? So however you see that, however it feels, just have that in your mind. And whenever I breathe out, I like to visualize what I call my previous conditioning. That was always how I phrased it. I have no idea why. These are all just things that come to me. And so, yes, that was probably like the biggest, what helped me heal the most was this pattern of inhaling what I wanted and exhaling what I didn't. And a lot of what I wanted was peace, regulation, proper, that I could respond instead of react. That was a huge one. And then when I exhaled, a lot of it was previous conditioning, how my parents raised me, the beliefs they put inside of me, the things I internalized, and stuff like that, that weren't that good. And so, yes, I might add some, but that's like the general structure of the breath work that helped me heal so much. So let's begin. We are going to start with our sighs. So let's breathe in and then out with the audible sigh. Ah. And then one more time, breathe in. Ah. And now we're going to do 4 of the inhale through the nose, hold 2, exhale through the mouth like you're blowing out a candle, but don't reach your max. Just do what you feel comfortable. So breathe in. 1, 2, breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, and then out. Breathe in. Hold. And then out. Breathe in. Hold. And then out. I believe that was 4. And now we're going to go to our normal breathing, which is just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, but not to our limits, not holding at the top. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and then out through our mouth. Breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. And just continue to do that. If you have a lot on your mind, whatever visual, for me, it's the table and the actual wiping of everything off. That is like my go-to, what helps me the most. Sort of like worries or memories you're replaying, or something that's stuck in your head, something bothering you, whatever it is, just sort of place that on the table and then just like feel it. Like imagine you're actually off the table. How would that feel? You would feel things. So just, or whatever visual helps you to sort of go from in your mind to in your body. So let's just breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And we just start to feel more relaxed, more in our body. And if you are able to sort of let go of what's on your mind, everyone's different, but if you are able to get that done, or if not, and you want to incorporate more intention behind the breathing, that's when we start to incorporate the visuals, the intentions, how it feels. So if you want to feel at peace, if you want to feel relaxed, if you want to feel safe, how does that feel for you? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What are you doing? However that looks like, however safety, peace, happy, calm, whatever it is that you want, through all the senses, through visualization, through even just saying it. If you just want to say, I want peace, I want to feel at peace, I want to be at peace, I want to be peace. Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as I'm at peace, right? So with the intentions, I do like to place one hand on my belly and one hand on my chest. And so let's just say I'm talking out loud. So I want to be at peace. And then we would breathe in and say that, I want to be at peace. And then when we exhale, let's just say, for me it was the previous conditioning, but let's just say I want to release chaos, or however you want to phrase the opposite of that. Just breathe in, I want to feel at peace, and I breathe out chaos. And again, I want to be at peace, and I breathe out chaos. For this example, I am visualizing my feet. There's a beach in front of me. I can feel the sun against my skin. I can feel my relaxed breathing. So when I breathe in, I visualize that. Whatever visual it is, just visualize that and breathe in. And then for chaos, just I breathe out chaos. I would say save the visualization, the intention, all that for the positive. That's what we're trying to plant while we do this breath work. And I wouldn't recommend focusing on negatives, like I wouldn't just say it, right? For me, I just said previous conditioning. Or you can just breathe out, but you can literally just say, I breathe out all I wish not to have, or I breathe out all the unnecessary beliefs I internalized growing up. I breathe out, I just breathe out the negative. I breathe out lower vibrations. I breathe out, like however you want to phrase it, I would stick to phrasing, I breathe out bad, right? I breathe in good. It's as simple as that, like anything like that. And I do like to have the hand here and the hand here to sort of feel and let my body, there's another cue to let me, like, hey, it's almost like like a hug. I actually forgot how good this feels. Whenever I meditate, I don't write anything down. I just do everything by what I feel. And this is like live. Like I totally forgot how good a hug feels. Be careful with that one. I totally forgot I used to incorporate this in my meditations. Oh. That one feels so good. I forgot. And this is towards the meditation where, so I like to do the deep sigh, I like to do that first. I like to sort of regulate and sort of breathe in, hold taut, breathe out. I like to go into the normal breathing where I sort of like do the visualization of the table, the emotions, the releasing. Oh, the balloon, that's a good one. So let's just say something's worrying you, literally put that in a balloon, wrap it, how does that feel? And then just let it go and then see it go off. So I like to visualize and sort of, if you want, plant the hand here, and then, you know, just normal breathe in, breathe out, just breathe in, breathe out. And I don't want to put everything I know into meditation on this one video because I totally forgot about the hug. But that feels amazing. Oh, that one feels so good. I totally forgot how good that feels. But to sort of, and so after the normal breathing and the breathe in, the breathe out, the intentions and all that, that's typically when I like to incorporate more of the somatic healing, if you will. I don't know much about somatic healing academically, but I am pursuing a certificate so I can learn more and put things to words. And yeah, that's typically where I would incorporate what I know so far about tapping, what I know so far about even just like sort of massaging. That's when I would incorporate the squeezing of the different, like from your feet to the calves, to the thighs, to the stomach, to your arms, to your face scrunching up. I would incorporate that. I would incorporate the hugging. I would incorporate different types of breathing techniques that I've learned so far, which isn't that many. But my favorite one is when you put a finger here and you breathe in and then breathe out. Oops, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You're supposed to breathe in through the nostril, then breathe out through the nostril. So we don't use the mouth at all. So you literally put like your finger here, mouth is closed, breathe in. And do the same on the other side. That one is so amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much the structure, how I would go about meditation. The sort of breathing to ground us, the normal breathing with the visualizations / planting intention seeds / exhaling, inhaling. And then I would go to incorporate more somatic, which is where I was heading when I hugged myself earlier. I cannot tell you that is, I have not done that in months. Oh my gosh. But that one is amazing. And then the breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So amazing. So amazing. So yeah. In terms of my healing, breathwork has been the most effective, the most literally life-changing, the most to get me to where I want to be, which is regulated, responding instead of reacting, being more in my body, feeling safe, feeling grounded, being connected. And I just wanted to get all of this in the video before I start my classes for my certificate. And this has been something I've been wanting to do for a while now. And if I didn't sign up for classes last night, then I probably wouldn't have done this, because this has been on my to-do list ever since I started my YouTube channel. And I've been so nervous, or I don't know what I'm like. I'm still feeling and learning and understanding. And I just really wanted to record all of this as right now, specifically with the lawnmower, or especially with the lawnmower and the knots, because that's just life. And whenever I got up to check and everything, because I wanted to make sure, because a part of me was gonna keep going, another part of me is like, maybe you should check just in case, like there's something you don't know about the house right now. But whenever everything was happening, I was like, oh, this is awesome, because like it was like real time happening. Because if I'm sitting and it's quiet, you know, it's like, okay, my body feels really safe, my heart rate feels amazing, etc. But that knock was like, okay, let me get up and check. And sort of going back to the video of like just continuing it. And so amazing, I'm proud of myself. That was big. The hug, oh my gosh, the hug. That is so amazing. That is so beautiful. It feels amazing. And I'm so grateful that we did this. Otherwise I would have continued to not remember. And so yes, I just wanted to get all of that down before I start to learn the more academic side, the more research-based, scientific. Because right now, this is all just instinctual. This is just what I feel, a little bit of what I've learned from reading, but a lot of it is instinctual. And so before I start to pepper on academics and science and everything, it's like I just wanted to document and just put this up there, because oh yeah, this is another thing. But I also say breathwork, even if you can't. And so whenever I meditate, whenever I sit down to meditate, there's never a specific time. Sometimes it's 3 minutes, sometimes it's 2 hours. I just go with how I feel. That's like the most important thing to me, is how I feel. And I want to feel good. And if 3 minutes is good, sometimes I be doing 3 minutes and it feels like 30 minutes. And then other times it's just 2 hours, but it felt like 2 seconds. So life is amazing. Time is relative. You're awesome. I'm proud of you. And I'm super excited. And that hug took me out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll see you next time.